Okay, thank you so much for joining us tonight. My name is Emma, and I am very, very blessed to be sharing this incredible event with you all. I am a mama of two, and I stumbled across this incredible product and opportunity just over a year ago. My so I so just over a year ago, I was tired. I was strung out. I have a little man who's about to come in who just doesn't sleep, and I was really looking for something to help me get my vitality. And I was able to hop on Facebook, saw a friend talking about an incredible product, and got curious and amazingly just jumped on it and haven't looked back. So I'm going to pass it over to Mitty now, who is going to share about what this incredible product is.
Hi everyone, thanks for coming along, and for those of you who are watching the recording, my name is Mitty, and I'm very pleased to be able to show you what it is that has come into our lives and that has us all excited and sitting on here on a Zoom link wanting to share with the rest of the world. So what we have here is a product called Juice Plus. What happened for me personally is that I was going along in life as a busy mother with a family, as many of you might be able to relate to. And what was happening for me is that I was suffering from a little bit of guilt. I knew, despite the fact that I love gardening and I love preserving fruits and vegetables and trying to ferment my own things and trying the latest health crazes, I knew that in today's modern lifestyle, our fast-paced life that we live, that I wasn't actually providing everything to my family that I needed to, and not providing it to myself as well. And I knew this because I was insanely tired and I was looking for something. So at the time I took a lot of supplements. I took things like spirulina, wheatgrass, barley grass, all of that. But as it turns out, there is a much easier way, and that's what I was looking for, is something that I could get into myself and into my family relatively quickly and painlessly, something that I knew would bridge the gap between what we're eating and what we're meant to eat. And so I'll be honest, even though I'm a health conscious mother and partner, they do eat other stuff that probably isn't as good for them as what I would like. So here I know that they're getting over 30 fruits and vegetables, so that's become a way of life for my other half and I in the mornings, and we're experiencing a lot more energy, vitality, better health, all of those things. For my other half, actually, I would say that the stability in moods that a lot of people talk about when they talk about anxiety and things like that has also been a bonus. And for our little girl, these chews come, you can sponsor a child. So what's really cool about that is she's 5 years old. She just pops a couple of those in her mouth, away she goes, and I know that I've bridged the gap there for her between the fruits and veggies that she should eat, and she has a fruit monster anyway. And what she does manage to get into her, because there's other stuff that goes in there, I'll be honest, chips and biscuits, they come from nowhere. I don't even give them to her. Strangers do. It's pretty crazy. Well, I do give her the chips. But anyway, I digress. We also have these wonderful complete shakes, which I really love, that I can just chuck these in a bottle of water, shake them up, and away I go. And these have over 20 activated superfoods in them, so I don't have to go around sprouting everything before I eat it. Somebody has kindly done that for me. And this is also really important to notice, that this has got non-genetically modified soy in it too, which is actually quite unusual to find in this day and age. So this is something that the body can recognise and process, the same way that the fruit and vegetable capsules have been through a process that makes them available still to the body. So I feel really lucky that I've been able to find these, and I think there's some other things to be excited about that come along with this too. So we also have a great program that people can connect to that helps them figure out the clean eating, and there's a lot of online support as well. But I will now hand it over to Sharon, who will talk a little bit more about the business side of things.
Awesome, babe. Thank you so much. So I'm going to share a little bit, like Juice Plus came into my life 2 years ago, just over 2 years. And at the time when it sort of, I always say it's like a big white box with a big red ribbon that just falls into your lap. And it's just, not only are the products incredible, the opportunity is incredible as well. But for me, I was like a really fatigued, exhausted mum. I've got 4 little boys. I've got twins. And then I've got Willie, who's got Down syndrome and a heart condition, and he's just amazing. And I've got Tyler. I think for me, one of the biggest things I looked at when somebody shared the products with me was the fact that my little boys weren't eating enough fruits and vegetables. We're a European family, so for us it was always schnitzels and goulash and soups and stews, and the salady stuff would be in that bowl in the middle of the table that I think people just used to push out the way so they could bring either their beer or their wine across. So when I grew up, I always grew up on really hearty type, what we know as hearty type meals. And there definitely was a lot of greens, like all fruits and veggies in our diet. So what I did notice with Willie mostly was by the time he was going to turn 16 to 18, he was probably going to end up having cancer. All he would eat was like, it would be a meat pie, it would be a bread roll, it would be bread and butter, it would be hot chips or potato chips, schnitzel or spaghetti, and that was it. Like I couldn't even get him to suck on a piece of fruit. So I think for me, like he wouldn't take the chewables, whereas my other kids would. So I thought I would try and be really sneaky. And his chocolate milk used to be Hershey's chocolate sauce, milk, and then ice cream. And I used to drop a capsule in the blender and just hope and pray that it would work. Within probably about 3 to 4 weeks, he started picking up things like watermelon and strawberries and oranges, and he was sucking on them. And as a mama who just knew no whole foods went into their child, I had tears in my eyes thinking, holy, my God, I didn't change anything else. Fast forward nearly a year, and this kid, he makes his own chocolate milks now. They're our complete sachets that you've seen. So they're all whole foods. So there's no more Hershey's chocolate. There's no more, really not even any more milk. He uses almond milk. And what I probably love the most, he's now grabbing the chewables. He runs off hiding behind his back saying he's eating his juice plus, but he takes the whole bag, which is a bit of a worry. The big things that I've noticed with Willie, especially the fact that he's got Downs, is his moods are really, really good. His pronunciation of his words, I went from having to get him to take me to what he was talking about so I could strap the sound to whatever he was pointing at to understand what his sentence was, to now his sentences are really clear, especially when he wants to tell you off. Extremely clear. So I think for me, on top of all the other incredible results that we've had as a family on Juice Plus, because my parents are on it, my brothers are on it, I think just about everybody I touch becomes a Juice Plus person, only because I'm so passionate about our products and what they've already done for us. So I think for me, it was just really wanting to share with you guys just the power of what it can do to kids, because kids can't just go, oh yeah, they're amazing and I've changed. You know, even to the point where we've got our broccoli salads and beetroot and blood orange salads and stuff in our recipes. Like my kids, we're European, we share off the same plate. They want to come and eat my food, I'm good with that. He would pick up the broccoli salad, put it in his mouth, and I'd just put my hand out thinking, this isn't going to go down well. And this is not even 12 months in, and he's swallowing it and he's eating more. And I'm like, oh my God, this has just saved our life. So it blows me away. What I would love to do is pass it over to Mel, who's just been working all day and just flown home to get on this call. So I'm so grateful, Mel. And Mel, could you just share sort of how long you've been on Juice Plus, babe, and what the products have done for you? And you're on mute, babe. You have to come off mute.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Is that better? Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. So I've been on it for about 2 years now. 3.5 years ago, I rang Sharon an absolute mess due to a breakup and on depression medication, anxiety medication, mixing that with alcohol. Came back, joined up with Sharon again, went on the capsules and the shakes. Within about 4 to 5 months, I've been on Xanax. I don't know if everyone knows what that is, but that's for anxiety. It's a class 5 drug. I was able to actually get off that after 10 years of using that. Also, my wrist, I don't know if you can really see the scar, but that was done in January this year. They took out the plate because I broke my wrist, and I think the berry capsules have really helped with the healing of that scar and the way it's come down, because most people's would still stay pink for quite some time, but it is to a white sort of colour now. It's giving me more energy because I work 2 jobs. I work Monday to Friday in disability employment, 9 to 5, but that can go over those times. And I also work a second job. Friday nights, after my full-time job, I work at a fish and chip shop, and on a Sunday, I do about 8-9 hours at a takeaway shop. If I didn't have those berries and the capsules, I would not be able to do it. So yeah, it has changed me both mentally and physically. So I'm really grateful for Sharon to introduce me into those products. And that's it.
Thank you so much for sharing your story, Mel, and to you as well, Sharon. Oh my goodness, like it just blows me away, the impact that these products can have. I mean, they're just fruit and vegetables. We have no idea what they're going to do for people, but it just never ceases to amaze me just how incredibly, like, the impact that they have. So I thank you, ladies, from the bottom of my heart. And my God, like, I take my hat off to you, Mel. I can imagine as an anxiety sufferer to jump on the Zoom tonight and actually share and tell your story, how difficult that must have been for you. So I really,
Heart's right. Yeah, the heart's pumping through the roof at the moment.
So amazing, babe. So thank you so much. And, you know, I'm just so excited to see, you know, how incredible, you know, and see like the rest of your journey and how this, you know, can change your life even more. So I just, you know, it's amazing what we have in it, the power of our hands. You know, we have the power to save lives, and it's just incredible. So we are going to switch gears now. I'm going to hand it over to Sandy, who is going to share. As a mama, I was introduced, so not only to the products, but also to this incredible business opportunity. And that has definitely changed my life in so many ways, as it allowed me to continue being a mama, but also be able to bring in a bit of an income and be able to sort of say yes to more and do all of the things that I sort of want to be able to do, and, you know, and not have to just live off that one income and have all of those stresses and have to return to work and put my son into care. But been doing a business like this isn't without some misconceptions, and I'm going to hand over to Sandy now, who's going to dispel some of those misconceptions and sort of explain how a business like this can work.
Thanks, Em. Hi, everybody. I'm Sandy. I just tell you a little bit about myself. Juice Plus came into my life 3 years ago now by an amazing woman that I met and know. Who's actually sitting on the call, my gorgeous cousin-in-law, introduced me to Juice Plus 3 years ago. We've been on product, and the reason being, I was the zombie mum. I was struggling big time, and Christine could actually see that. So she reached out to me and actually suggested that I try. It's changed our life and changed my life on a health level as well as on a business level, but more on the health side. I suffer from rheumatoid arthritis quite severely. By being on the capsules and being on the products, actually reduced my inflammation enormously and keeps me under control, so that I've been able to get off 2 of my medications with that. So I'm always grateful for that. The business, I actually took a while to get into the business, but I finally did join the business, and I have absolutely loved it. And a couple of things that I've actually loved about the biz, I actually had to put the business down for several months due to some other stuff going on in my life. And I was able to pick it back up again and keep continuing. So that is a massive thing for me, to be able to do that for what I need to do. The other thing that I guess about it business-wise that I just wanted to share quickly is that I was a very independent person, extremely independent. When I became a mum, so I have a little boy who's 3 and a wife, I wasn't working. And for the first time in my life, I still remember having to ask my husband for $5 to buy a cup of coffee. And it broke me. I was so shattered, and that my independence had been lost to that extent. And I said to myself I was never going to be in that situation again. And that was probably when the business appeared to be an amazing opportunity, and I jumped aboard. So, and it's never going to be an issue again. So not to be able to buy, and for those of you who don't know me that well, to not be able to buy a cup of coffee on my own, it's like dire straits, dire. So the biggest thing that I did get asked, and I still get sort of asked a lot, there's a misconception in the industry that it's a pyramid scheme. just up front, and quite honestly, pyramid schemes are illegal. So it's definitely not a pyramid scheme, and I wouldn't be involved with something if it was a pyramid scheme. So yeah, that's probably the biggest thing. But the other thing about it, I think that we all get a little confused about. We can't see my board. Oh my goodness. I know, sorry, hun. So pretty much in traditional business, and I worked in traditional business for many, many years. I actually worked in a very high corporate industry. And when I joined that business, I started at the bottom. I still remember my first paycheck and nearly falling off my seat at how bad it was. And I had to actually work my way up in that company, which I did. And that actually, you know, I still worked it up from the bottom in a traditional business. I actually did work my way up. So I started on the bottom level and I worked my butt off to get up into middle management, which I did reach. The thing with that was I was working nearly 80 hours a week, and I was absolutely, my health and everything came at a cost with that. But it was massive, and I was getting paid really well. Like, don't get me wrong, I was getting paid fantastically, but it came at a price of my health and my lifestyle and my life in general. So with that traditional business, basically we sit at the top and we have the CEO is at the top of the company. Working your way up, that's great, and everybody does that. But it takes a long time, and it can take you 40 years and you still don't reach the top of this business. So that was one of the other things that I actually realized. I don't want to be working in a job for the rest of my life and not getting paid what I should be and not having a life to go along with it. So what I love about this business and our business is that everybody can start at the same level. Okay, so everybody can come in at the same level on the bottom. And when you do come in on that level, everybody's on equal grounding. Everybody gets equal grounding and equal pay, and everybody has the same opportunity to actually reach the pinnacle of our company, which is the NMD level up here. So basically, we don't work in a triangle where everybody's trying to cut the top dog off. We actually work more on a rectangular basis. So everybody's helping each other to reach whatever level it may be and striving to get up to the top. So this business is about teaching and it's about sharing. So it's a teaching to teach business, and that's what I love about it, that it gives anybody, it doesn't matter who you are, what lifestyle you live, whatever you do, everybody has the same opportunity to reach the top of our company. And I love that about it. With that, the other misconception, or probably the biggest fear I had when I first joined the business, was that I didn't know anyone and I had to know heaps and heaps of people. And I didn't, in the sense that we'd just moved to Sydney and I didn't know anybody up here. We didn't have any support up here. So I was very fearful of that when we moved here. But what happened in my business, I was very fortunate in the sense that an old family friend actually reached out to me and saw what I was doing. And she contacted me and wanted to know more about the business. And so I shared the business with Katie. So I shared the business with Katie. And then from there, Katie actually shared the business with Kylie. And then from there, Kylie actually shared the business with Misty. And then Misty shared the business with Lizzie. So from that, so it's putting down an effect. From that, the only person I actually knew was Katie, and I still actually only know Katie. So all of the other girls I don't really know. I only know Katie. But the thing that's happened from there is Katie's actually introduced and shared the business with other people. And then Kylie shared the business with other people. Misty shared the business with other people. And Lizzie shared the business with other people. So you can see the massive impact that it's had, and all of these people have come into the business. But I still don't know any of these people really. I only really know Katie. So she's the main person that I know. The other beautiful thing about it is, though, from actually knowing Katie and her introducing one person and other people, we've actually built an amazing community of really gorgeous women. I have to say the ironic thing is most of them are mamas, and they're all trying to do better for their family, and that's either by health or wealth. So, which is the other beautiful thing I love about it, and seeing women empower themselves. So that's very cool. But what the brilliant thing of that is, when you actually look at the numbers and how many people that's impacting, what I love about it more so is that all I had to do was actually introduce 2 people and share the business with 2 people. And those 2 people, I taught them to share with 2 others, and then they taught and shared with 2 others, and then they taught and shared with 2 others and 2 others. So as you can see, or you can't actually see, sorry, we'll go back, that actually works out to be about 32 people. So that the impact of the numbers actually, when you look at it, there's so much power in numbers. And that's something that really hit home to me. And so if I was to actually just share with 5 people and add 3 more, and I taught those 5 people to share with 5 more people, and then they shared with 5 people, who shared with 5 people, who shared with 5 people, you end up with over 3,000 people on your team. So you may not want 3,000 people on your team or be ready to deal with 3,000 people on your team. And you don't need 3,000 people on your team to start off with, but you can see the actual impact and the power in the numbers. And that's only from me sharing and teaching 5 people to teach 5 people. And that's what this business is about. It's about teaching people and sharing with people and teaching them how to do it. Okay. And I think it was Einstein who said something about the power of compound. And that is what the beauty of this business and I love about this business gives us all that opportunity. And to talk about that, I'm going to actually hand over to the gorgeous Danny so she can actually share with you how we get paid in this
Yes,
biz.
I'm still here. Hi, everyone. I had to get out of the screen there. My name is Danny, for any of you who don't know me. I'm a mum with 3 kids ranging from the ages of 16 down to 6. So I'm pretty busy too. And I love this part of our presentation, talking about the money, because this is very much about empowering us to take care of our families. And as mums, and I know for myself, I've been pretty independent my whole life and always had a job. But when I had my 3rd child, I decided to stay home. And now that he's at an age where he's gone to school, I really was looking at something that I could do again to contribute to the family. And very quickly it became aware that I really didn't want to go back to a regular job. I wanted to be home for the kids, not just for the little one, but also for the 16-year-old who I've found as they've got older, they need you at home even more. And so Juice Plus came into my life actually for health reasons. I was diagnosed with diabetes a couple of years ago, and I was looking for something that was as natural as possible. I don't like taking medication. The doctors basically told me I had 3 months to get my act together, but they figured they'd put me on medication. So I took the 3 months. Juice Plus came into my life. Long story short, 3 years on, I'm still not on medication, which is pretty amazing in itself. They actually are very surprised, and I think they're itching to get me onto something, but I'm going to outsmart them and keep taking Juice Plus. So it came into my life for health reasons, but I did join the business at the time because I could see the opportunity sitting there waiting for me whenever I was ready to grab it with both hands and go for it. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about how we get paid, which is, really important as much as sharing the product and creating this beautiful community and all those things. Sorry, Sandy, this is over your head here. She's hidden in the background there, guys. She's still there. We get paid 3 ways. The first way we get paid is retail profit. So that's profit on the sale of the product that you share with people. Like anything that you would buy in a shop, that's your retail profit. So pretty simple, pretty cool. You don't have to handle those goods. They get shipped directly from our head office. And all very easy. The second way we get paid is commission. And that's commission we get paid. We have various commission structures, and you get a high percentage as we go up the ladder in our business. So already we're getting paid 2 different ways. I don't know about you, but any job I've ever been in, you get paid one way. You get the check fortnightly or monthly, however you get paid. That's it. You don't really see any other sort of payment. The third way we get paid, which is really, really exciting because this goes right through our business and starts really quickly, is bonuses. And I know definitely in all the years that I've been in business, very few bonuses, maybe a bottle of wine here or there, and as a mum, the only bonus I get is when my kids go to bed early or hubby brings home a bottle of wine. So that's about it. So bonuses to me are really exciting. And one of the things we love to do with bonuses is, because they're an extra on top of our retail profit and our commission, is spend it on something special, whether it's for you or even if it's something special that you want to save for the family. So bonuses kick in really early with this company. We like to get you started strong. So within the first 10 days, we get to our first level, which is DVF, and you can get a $100 bonus. Now, we haven't mentioned yet, but our company, to take on a franchise, it's really expensive. It's $165, which is mind-blowing. But what that means is that everyone has an opportunity to join this business, and it's available to all these mamas out here who want to do something and help empower themselves and help their families. With this first bonus, you've almost paid for that in one go, and we make sure that you get there in those 10 days. The next bonus that we have available is SDVF, and that's a $400 bonus. Now, when you get to SDVF, the person who has taught you and nurtured you and introduced this business to you also gets a $400 bonus. God, my writing's terrible. Jesus, guys, I hope you can read that. The next level is SC, and we get a $600 bonus. So as you can see, these bonuses are fabulous, and they just keep coming. And the person who's nurtured and taught you and walked along this journey with you is also getting a $600 bonus. The next level, SSC, we're now looking at $1,200, which is pretty cool. This excites me a lot. You know, this is all available to every single person who comes into this company. Again, the person who's there with you, who brought you into this business, $1,200. The next level, QNMD. We're talking serious money here. We're getting up to $1,500 now. And again, that person who's taught you, $1,500. This is pretty amazing. Now, the pinnacle of our company, one of the top spots is NMD, as Sandy mentioned. And at that stage, you get a $3,000 bonus. Not only do you get a $3,000 bonus, but by the time you hit NMD, you're now earning in the vicinity of a six-figure income, which is unbelievable and fantastic. And we know that this is achievable within 12 to 18 months. We're seeing that happen right around Australia. So that is available to everybody who comes into this business. And at this stage, the person who taught you and loved on you along the way doesn't get the bonus because they've already made quite a bit of money out of you and they're doing very well themselves by that stage. This evening, we're very lucky to have beautiful Christine with us, who is an MD and beyond, I believe. And we'd love you to jump on if you could and just share with us what it was like before Juice Plus and the business and what it's done for you and your family now.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me on, girls, and well done. You're absolutely rocking it tonight. So yeah, life was very different for me about 5 years ago. Prior to Juice Plus, I was a very broke personal trainer. I was a new mum, and like Sandy, I'd lost myself a little bit along the way. You know, I too am a very independent woman. And I think that's why this industry really suits me, because I don't like being told what to do. So, you know, I've done the corporate world, I've done jobs and other things like that before. I've also had my own catering business and everything. But when I became a personal trainer and I started changing people's lives, I really loved the impact that I was able to have on people. So when Juice Plus came along, it just made sense and it allowed me to reach a lot more people on a bigger scale. So as soon as I could, I sunk my teeth into this business, and I let the PT business go because I could only impact about the 20 or 30 people that were coming in to see me on a weekly basis. And it wasn't that flexible because everyone wants to train, 5 a.m. in the mornings. And when you're a new mum, that doesn't really work for you anymore. So for me, this business ticked all the boxes. It was flexible enough to work around my daughter. It allowed me to create that income. So, I was the same as Sandy. I was having to ask my partner all the time for money for things like for his own birthday present, to get my hair done. It was really degrading, and you kind of lose a lot of your self-worth. So, my partner as well, he was working in the mining industry. So he would be away for a few weeks. He'd be home for 1 or 2 weeks, and then he'd be off again. So he was always missing a lot of special moments in our daughter's life. And it got to about this time last year where, she was hugging a mobile phone every night to say goodnight to her daddy. And it absolutely broke my heart. And so I said to Tom, give me a figure. that I can make in this business, and I'll bring you home from that type of work. So in December, we hit that figure, and he was able to hang up his FIFO boots and come home and be a full-time dad. So we've now got an 8-month-old little boy as well. And yeah, Tom gets to be here. He's not missing any of those special moments. And as a family this year, we all got to walk our daughter to school for her first day of school, which is something that Tom would normally always miss. And I remember walking away after we dropped her off, and I was just overwhelmed with gratitude, but also I was just so proud of what we'd been able to achieve. You know, we really put our mind to it. We worked hard, and we ticked that goal off, and it allowed us to create that magic moment with her. So to me, that's what life is about. I see so many families out there just struggling, you know, they're living week to week, paycheck to paycheck, and only just getting by. And so many people are so close to homelessness, they don't realise it. They don't have any disposable income or savings sort of in the bank account, you know, saved up for a rainy day, or should the car break down, or a washing machine or something like that. People are really strapped, and they just don't have that plan B in place. And for me, this was definitely my plan B that became my plan A. And now I get to wake up every day excited about the lives that I get to change and impact. And I really feel like when you're contributing, when you're making a difference in the world, that's when you really find fulfillment and happiness. And it's not about you, it's about contributing to something that's greater than us. And I believe that if you can leave the world in a better place than when you entered it, then you've done a good thing, and you've done what you're here to do. So that's definitely my mission, and this business allows me to fulfill my purpose and my passion in life, which, you know, I just wasn't getting out there in the corporate world or in my other traditional jobs. So thanks for having me on, guys. I really, really appreciate it, and hopefully, I don't know, I've given someone some sort of hope out there.
My goodness, that was incredible. Oh my God, so many amazing shares. I'm going to hand it over to Sharon tonight, who is going to finish us off and share her amazing story and yeah, leave us and, you know, say goodnight.
Awesome. Thanks, Emma. And Christine, thank you so much, one, for jumping on, and two, just sharing from your heart, which is what you always do. I had tears in my eyes picturing what it was like to be able to come home, like walk home with Tom after just taking Summer to school. And yeah, it blows me away. And it's seriously, it's women like you. When I look at, I've come from a sport where before being a mama, it was an individual sport. I was a world champion boxer. And everything I had to do, I had to get out of bed and run in the morning. I had to be the one that was like making sure the right food was on my plate. I had to make sure I was going to bed early. I had to make sure I was going to turn up the boxing gym, and I was doing all the rounds I had to do to then get in the ring in front of thousands of people and be the one that walked out the winner. So for me to come in and all of a sudden being involved in a business where women like Christine just wrap their arms around you and just say, what is it that you want, babe? And we're here to support you. And, you know, this woman has loved on me since day one. And she's probably one of the most dearest people that I look up to in this business, as well as a friend. She just made me realize that anything is possible. And all you have to do, I mean, what blew me away was you just have to be, you just got to show up for yourself and be consistent. Her and I are very much the same. We don't like being told what to do by other people. And no one does that in this business. But what I can say is that if you're looking for a place to call, or someone to call your family, but a place to call your family place other than your own family, definitely this company is definitely it. Because, you know, even on this call, the other girls that are on this call, you've all been incredible tonight. Thank you so much. But every one of you, like, I've only known most of you for a couple of months, and I feel like we're sisters. So I think when I look at this business, it's more of a place where we go and we catch up, and we've created an incredible community. Everybody is taking steps to make sure that we achieve what we need to achieve. And I think when you get to love on people every single day, that's your job. Like, you don't have to get frustrated. You don't have to like deal with upset people. You just get to love on people. So I think for me, my question would be like, if not this, then what? Like if you've got plans, if you've got, you know, holidays that you're missing out on, if you're not being able to buy the things you want for your loved ones when you want to spoil them, if you're not able to go and, you know, either get that washing machine fixed or buy the new fridge or whatever it is that you need, you know, if you don't take on a plan B, then what could you do? Like, what are your other options? You know, we're taught so full on from school. Do you go to school, get good grades, get a good job, and you just work mega hours? Like, you know, for people to work 70, 80, 90 hours a week to be able to make enough money to say they've got some freedom, but they've got no freedom, there's no time. And then they're like Tom and Christine, where they just miss out. Tom misses out on every part of his family's life. So, you know, you're definitely going to be one of 3 people that is sitting here watching this. You're going to be someone that goes, my God, they're crazy. I can't wait to get off here. I just want to send you love and say thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for staying on and just letting everybody share what they're excited about. Or you could be someone that's thinking, really, this sounds like it could be something. I really want to know more. Or you're going to be someone who I was, where I just said, where do I sign? What do I do? Show me the way. So whichever one you are, you know, if you've got questions that need to be answered, please, this isn't a sign-up club. We haven't like locked all the virtual rooms here so you can never get out. This is just, we're not here to sign anybody up. We're here just to show you what we can do. So if this is a heartfelt feeling for you being on here tonight and like something's tugged on your heart and you think, oh, maybe what if I could do this? Then I would recommend strongly that you go and get your questions answered. This business for me in 2 years has completely changed my life. I'm an independent mum of 4 boys. I'm as proud as punch. I homeschool them. We're about to spend a couple of months overseas at the end of this year. And I come from earning like probably about $800 a week on Centrelink support prior to Juice Plus, because I had a baby with Down syndrome. I had another one with severe asthma. I lived in and out of hospitals, and I'm so grateful that the government was there to support me to do that. But I never wanted to have to go back and give my kids to somebody else. So when I look at being able to step away from any government support that I've ever needed and just know that this is a perfect fit for me and for my family, it's just been incredible. So please, if you've got questions, reach out. Go and get them answered. To all the incredible women that shared tonight, I love you all. You're freaking amazing. Thank you so much, Mitty. I know it's like after 11 over in New Zealand, so unbelievable you staying on here tonight. So, and Emma, fabulous job hosting, babe. I'm so blessed to be in this family with you guys.